There's a lot that kind of led to it. The 2 games before, when she was in Connecticut, first game, she came in and hitting, elbowing, and I talked to one of the refs when she checks in. Hey, we got history from the first game.
There's not just the voice. There's these pictures, that have come out. And I know a lot of people immediately want to say, well, these are, they're not real pictures, right? They're doctored photographs. But this one I saw, I was like, man, that's actually the girlfriend in the background. But let's say this is doctored.
The question isn't why we try to get Brittney Griner home. We should be trying to get all of our people home. Again, that would have included the hundreds or if not thousands of people we left behind in Afghanistan when we turned the place over to the Taliban in cowardly fashion. But I'm glad that Brittney Griner is home. The question is why we traded one of the world's most notorious arms dealers for a WNBA player. That seems like a really crappy trade.
What if I told you the WNBA just dropped its craziest twist since someone tried a slow-motion dunk? A doctor, a clipboard, and Brittney Griner walked into the truth booth, and what came out? Oh, it's wild. Get ready, because this isn't just basketball gossip. It's a full-on surprise with big twists. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will shock you. Let's get into it.
Before we actually go, I just wanted to continue on with that. We had to end our SiriusXM show. We said goodbye to Anna, but I just have a couple of other thoughts. We've talked a lot on this show about the dangers to women. The basketball players from that school, Lowell in Massachusetts, who were injured when that trans player, a boy pretending to be a girl, hurt them with the KIPP Academy. Remember that? We've talked about the girl, the field hockey player in Massachusetts who got her teeth knocked out and severe facial injuries from playing against a biological boy. We've talked at length about Peyton McNabb. There have been many other situations. And that's reason enough. Just the obvious risk of putting your girl up against a post-pubescent boy.
Dave Chappelle, the noted comedian, said, what if LeBron James, essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, what if LeBron James had decided to transition to being a woman? Mm-hmm. He'd average 800 points a game. Who's going to stop him? That's what he brought up. He said, so we think that we're being fair. We think that we're being okay with our thinking, but we're not taking it into total consideration in terms of how it really, really registers with us. And so when somebody like you comes along and you're very, very passionate about it and you're going at folks for okaying this stuff, they want to attack you. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, you can't find something better to do. I mean, listen, Megyn Kelly's on a game, but you certainly ain't gonna win this argument because we're watching and we see, who couldn't see that you were right? It was people who didn't want to see.
Just like that, Brittney Griner went from being a WNBA MVP to the MVP of conspiracy theories. The game is still played on the hardwood court, but now the drama feels like a TV soap opera, just with less subtitles and a lot more wild accusations. Apparently, someone with a stethoscope and way too much free time started spreading rumors that Griner isn't just breaking basketball records, she might be challenging gender norms too.
Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. One of the videos that give us cause to say that is this video. It is from her Instagram stories from years and years ago. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of AI detection and plus manual surveyors to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a female chest, we have to take this down. Oftentimes, if breast cancer runs in a family, women will preemptively get double mastectomies.
When you're 6 feet 8 inches, built like an action figure, and have a deep voice like Barry White's Ghost, it's only a matter of time before the internet starts spreading rumors and turning it into memes. Just when it seems like harmless locker room gossip with bad Wi-Fi, here comes a so-called doctor, flashing a clipboard and claiming to have proof of what the WNBA never listed on a stat sheet: what's in Brittney's private life.
She had a press conference and they asked her and it was like, what do you think about, transgenders participating in women's sports? And she said she was an advocate for it. She believed that they should be able to participate in women's sports.
Then I believe she should have been in the male prison in Russia then.
That's what I said.
If she believed transgender women, then she should have been in the male prison in Russia. Then transgender women that want to be men should go. Now transgender men who want to be women.
See, it's all confusing.
Now this so-called doctor, who, let's be honest, probably got their degree from the University of YouTube comments, claims to have real evidence, not just rumors or guesses. They say they have actual biological proof that Brittney's chromosomes might not match the league she's playing in. According to this mystery doctor, that would make Brittney a man in a women's league. If that were true, it wouldn't just mean she's been blocking shots, it would mean she's been blocking a whole gender conversation, like Dikembe Mutombo in a wig.
Usually there is, but it's very difficult because you say that tattoo, but when you're taking a picture, it flips, right? So it kind of gives it like a mirror image. So that's not necessarily the right side, that's his left side, right? So there wouldn't be a tattoo. So you got to take these into account. This one though is the legit, like, you know, if you're looking at photos and you're like, okay, which ones are not doctored, which ones seem to be real, this would be the one. These were pulled, and you can look these up yourself. They have like these Wayback Machines for Instagram that save photos.
Now, every slow motion replay of Brittney grabbing rebounds feels like an episode of Scooby-Doo. It's like the internet is saying, let's see who Brittney really is, as if they're pulling off a mask and expecting to find someone named Chad, Kyle, or Steve underneath. The truth is, someone's medical degree is being used like a backstage pass to America's favorite drama, gender panic. This was never just about basketball, it turned into extreme gender policing, or as some Reddit threads would call it, a debate filled with testosterone theories. Suddenly, everyone became experts, geneticists, hormone doctors, even spiritual advisors. One person says, look at that jawline. Another says, that's a man's laugh. As if being tall and having a deep voice automatically qualifies you for the NFL. But the so-called doctor didn't stop there. They brought out charts, body measurements, hormone reports, info that honestly sounds like it came from the back of a Snapple cap. They said her shoulders are too broad, her hands are too big, and what's next, measuring her shoe size to guess her politics? Apparently, if you wear a woman's size 13 or bigger, you're no longer a woman, you're suddenly a Marvel villain in sneakers.
Guy who pretended...
Is that like a Spanish name?
No, it's not. It's a movie basically about a man who had to impersonate a woman so that he could play professional basketball.
Ah, okay. Kind of like a Mrs. Doubtfire.
Kind of, exactly. Kind of like a Big Mama's house type of thing.
Ah. But there's, funny enough, I mean, you mention it as a movie, but there's a lot of that going on where now men are pretending to be women to play in women's sports leagues.
Isn't that just ironic?
Because, you know, recently a video clip of Brittney Griner has been going viral.
Yeah, where she says that it's unfair that transgender women can't play professional sports.
And almost everyone, to the last person in the comments, is saying, yo, this is a dude.
Meanwhile, the WNBA is just sitting there like a nervous parent at a parent-teacher meeting, quietly saying, we just wanted to play basketball, while half the country turns Brittney Griner into the center of a gender debate she never asked for. People are digging into her medical history like someone found ancient secrets in the locker room. But let's be real, this isn't about science. If it were, this so-called doctor wouldn't be making TikToks with dramatic zoom-ins and free suspense music. It's the same energy as flat earthers yelling into ring lights, except now it's, here's why Brittney's knees prove she's actually Bob. It's gender guessing based on vibes, and the vibes are wearing a fake lab coat from a party store. And imagine the press conference if this were even partly true. Yes, I've been dominating the WNBA for years, and surprise, plot twist, I've got a beard in hiding. Post-game interviews would turn into gender reveal parties with confetti and hormone reports. Opposing teams would probably start bringing doctors to the court. Timeout, coach. We need to run a pelvic scan.
Widespread speculation for a while now, but it's really kind of come to a head on Twitter over the last couple of days that Brittney Griner, the WNBA's Brittney Griner, is in fact a man. And where a lot of this actually surfaced from, and I mean, you guys could probably say like, yo, isn't it obvious? Like her voice, you know, there's a lot of things that you can kind of look towards. However,
meanwhile, fans are split. Half of them are freaking out, Googling female body structures, while the other half just want to know if Brittney's still scoring 30 points a game. Spoiler, she is. Which means, even if she were a man, the league still hasn't figured out how to stop her. That's the real story. While people are busy checking chromosomes, Brittney's out here blocking shots and breaking gender stereotypes like they're backboards. And let's not forget the internet detectives. They're pausing every photo of her stretching, blinking, even breathing, desperately looking for a 5 o'clock shadow or an Adam's apple like it's a game of Where's Waldo, except Waldo's in a WNBA jersey and the prize is fake outrage. But seriously, what would actually change? Would the league send her home with a thank you card and a checklist for gender reassignment? Would they take back her trophies like a repossessed car? Or would we finally admit that maybe, just maybe, she's simply an amazing athlete who doesn't fit in some outdated, black and white gender box? Of course not. Because that would make sense. And nothing about this whole drama is here for sense, it's here for clicks, outrage, and a bunch of people yelling Biology 101 without ever passing the class.
I'm ready to get there. I'm ready to just learn from her. Got to play with her a little bit with USA, and I'm just ready to feed off her and just give all I can to the Phoenix Mercury.
A round of applause for my wife. Honestly, she had the hardest job. Honestly, thank you so much, babe, for being there for me.